So we're doing another VOD review for Shiva 7 fight. Shiva X 7 fight. It was also by the name Leonardo. That's going to be an easier way to remember him. Alright, so it's been a bit since I did coaching. It's also a very off day, so forgive that. I was trying to wait for more people to come around, but it don't matter. Right, so now he's playing Widowmakers, talking about his aim. Unfortunately, I can't do much more about that, but I can at least help out with his gameplay. Help him recognize the need for better positioning, all that other good stuff. Again, it's kind of an off day. Forgive the vernacular. Right, so wrong thing. Always got to modify this. Alright. So he's playing Widow. We got like... Okay, so everyone out the door. Let's take a look at that team composition. Dual hit scan. Roadhog is a tank with Kiriko Lucio. So actually not too terrible on the support side. Tank side can vary depending upon who is countermatch. In this case, it's looking to be Orisa, so he might actually do some decency. I don't know. His other damage, though. I mean, what he's facing up against. Yeah, Lucio Mercy. They have a better support combo with Kiriko. And I'm 90% certain that Orisa's just going to have a pole shoved up her butt. Sojourn Echo is a very good combination on this map, but with dual hit scans, it shouldn't be an issue, especially since they have a lot of good burst capability. So even if it doesn't kill as much as it did before with the Season 9 patch, it should still do pretty good to make them back off and create pressure. So let's just see. Pause that right there. I forgot I had to put on my headphones. That would kind of help. And you know what? I still have my hair drying. I don't want my headphones getting wet. Turn that all the way up. And go here. Perfect. Okay, good. Taking an off angle. Missed time on that. Yeah, no, you have Echo on your tail. You can get it. Yeah. Shoot. Yeah. So right off the bat, good positioning. You just started with one shot. Not much you could do from that point, quite frankly, the moment you missed it. So a key thing about Widow, she's all about her positioning. She's all about her range. She's all about securing those kills in one shot, one and done. So the moment you draw attention to yourself at any point as Widow, you need to find a way to disengage that pressure and reposition yourself, which is why you also don't waste her abilities. This kind of goes hand in hand with the conversation I wanted to have. So everybody talking about how broken Widow is? No, Widow is one of the more mechanically demanding heroes. She requires enough foresight to know how to position, when to engage, when to disengage, and how to use your abilities properly. So what is the main part of her kit? Her one-shot capability. She's got higher critical accuracy than most. She can eliminate most squishies, up to about 300 HP if I recall. They haven't done anything to really adjust her damage, so she should still be able to eliminate heroes like Reaper and Mei. But if they have armor like Bastion, then obviously that falls flat. Even if he was at, I think, 350 now. But what about the rest of her kit makes her dangerous? The short answer is nothing. Her grappling hook can get her better positioning, but ultimately it just follows up with better positioning for what? Her one-shot capability. Her Venom Mine, although it can get some kills, is not meant for it. It's meant as a deterrent. It is meant as a means to reveal location, as well as put on consistent damage that if the pressure should be made back again, you can immediately follow up with that and get an easier time killing because they're under pressure. They hear the ticking down, the going on, and it's like it's on the back of their mind like, oh, I'm getting damaged over time. So her ultimate reveals positions. Very powerful ultimate. Some people say it's a very weak one, then you know nothing. Because to reveal the enemy's position at all times for, 12, 15 seconds? It means that you can't make a play without having it counteracted. Unless your skill can outplay it, in which case that does not happen very often. But, yeah, the one-shot capability, you missed your chance for killing Echo. You should have backed off sooner. And quite frankly, as an escape mechanic, yeah, use your hook. Just use it. Yep. So there was just poor positioning. It wasn't really... Obviously, bad mistime on the click. If you had fired just a second sooner while she was in your crosshair, it would have been fine, but...
Turn it up, turn it up! Stop that barricade in its tracks!
So... on this map in particular, if I was to use my grappling hook, I would use it in spawn or immediately coming out of spawn. Because by the time you walk from the moment that you jump down, and maybe you drop, say, at the best, the end of this column right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The cooldown is roughly about 12, 15 seconds. I actually don't remember how much the cooldown was. Half the cooldown's done. You just wasted it right here and got minimal distance. And now you have to wait 11 more seconds. You wasted one of the most important abilities that you could possibly have to position yourself properly or get yourself out of danger or pretty much anything. I wouldn't use don't use the ability willy-nilly. Like other heroes, you could do that. Her abilities are on a long cooldown. You can use your Venom Mine a little bit more often because, honestly, again, it's made for, like, securing your position, deterring people who are weak from approaching you, revealing the position of where they are. So it has multi-uses, but your grappling hook is your lifeline. You have no other source of mobility other than your walking, and let's be 100% frank with each other. Your grappling hook can get you out of a lot of sticky situations, and this is just... that was unfortunately a little bit of a waste. It also looks like they went and swapped off Echo to take care of you, which is weird because Echo actually did a good job against you, and they had no reason to swap off because of you, unless they realize that there's dual hit scan, and unless Ash got the kill on him earlier, I don't know. But, okay, good, you're taking off angle. Yeah, so I see what you mean about your accuracy. I don't know what you changed. You mentioned, let me see. I can do that. Widow set. Reason I asked about my Widow settings. It's atrocious. You can see in the game. Best game you had with her to take into account that can't hit a single headshot. My settings are the same I told you about yesterday. Was that in VOD chat or was that elsewhere? I have no idea where it was. I have to look back on that. Oh, here we go. Yeah. Yeah, what it looked like is that you're struggling to make your moves to get in. You might have too low of a sensitivity. It looks like you're struggling to land the reticle. I could be wrong, but you're able to still get a hold on them after a little bit of adjustment. Good elimination, good position taking, and you got your cooldown back. Nobody's pressing you, so you're in a good position. What I would suggest, though, I want to just quickly touch on this. While you're sneaking up on her right here, Learn to crouch spam. And what I mean by that is, if you look at my controls, thankfully I don't need to go to anybody, I have it on crouch and not toggle crouch. So make sure there's a distinction, is that toggle crouch will automatically keep you crouched when you hit the button once, versus crouch, which will pick you back up the moment you stop pressing the button. So whatever button scheme you have is up to you. I have it on my right stick so that I can crouch when I'm looking around and it's not too big of an issue. And I can jump with my left stick, so that's just personal preference for me. But the crouching, if you learn to crouch spam, you soften your footsteps and learn to be a little bit more patient in certain circumstances, and this one is the one in question. You're now taking your advanced positioning. I say advanced loosely. And here you are. Now, you don't know if she'll turn and press you, but she has the better kit to take care of you. The fact that she didn't turn to you the moment that you did this, or debatably even that if she was going to pay attention to you at all, she could have probably stopped herself from dying. She was too focused on what she was doing. Oh. So, again, I don't know how aware you are of the enemy team, but something big you have to realize, if you're in a Widow v. Widow situation, your first and foremost target should always be the other Widowmaker, because unlike the rest of their team, Sojourn can obviously be a threat. Mercy and Lucio can approach you and can duel you pretty efficiently. Orisa can press you. All four of them can oppress you, whether it be just walking up to you or speeding up to you or using an ability to get to you. It does not matter. But there is one consistent danger that is able to match you at range. Another Widowmaker. So take note of the times when you select Widowmaker if the enemy team selects Widowmaker, because now it becomes a matter of whose Widow takes out who first. Because if the enemy Widow takes you out, then they immediately gain solid ground to work with, because they're no longer under the threat of potentially getting one shot. And if you eliminate their Widow, now they have to play cautiously because they have one less thing contesting you unless they want to dive you, which is totally possible too, but you should be near enough to your team to back up and peel pretty efficiently. Hey, what's going on, P. Diddy? So, future note, if you ever get into a Widow situation again, and you select Widow, be on a lookout. It doesn't have to be like a consistent lookout, it's just more like along the lines of like, every once in a while hit your back button and make sure that there is no other Widow in the match. And go from there. Okay, we're coming at the spawn again. Okay, you're doing it again? I hate that. Whoa. I have no idea what you turned on. It didn't look like it was too much in control either. Yeah, another thing too about that crouch spam, I'll go back a second. You are playing Widowmaker, notorious for having her heals click, 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 click all around the map. You're going to want to start learning to crouch spam because it'll reduce the amount of clicks that people hear. And even if it doesn't fully dampen them, it'll give you a better strategic position when you're starting to flank the way you are. Good angles, you're proactively looking for the off angle to take.
We're in charge around here.
Dang.
I'm on fire. Hey, catch.
So, that wasn't good. So,
I'm on fire.
maybe you didn't intend to go right here in particular. You probably were intending to go up there. But how do I explain this? So Soldier 76. Everyone talks about the high ground, take the high ground. High ground's important. It is especially important with Widowmaker. To ensure that you make it to your proper position, you need to be a little bit more patient and make sure that you're not going to mess up your hook. If you mess up your hook, you can deal with it. You're going to deal with it right now. You're going to stick with your team. You're going to walk behind the bus, use physical cover, because obviously you're not in the prime position you want to be, so you need to do what you need to do. Nothing that can be helped. Okay, prime example of what I told you specifically not to do. You're right here, and let's get back into your viewpoint. Look at where you are. You're sort of behind a cover, but they're behind their cover, which is why they're not approaching you, and why you're safe to take these shots. You should probably be stepping a little closer to this wall, and then using this wall as a means to get back to your team most efficiently right here. You should be making that movement. Don't bother with the scoping. If you're gonna go and still continue to scope, stay right around here, roughly about, because now you still have a clear view of where the bot's going. Anybody that approaches the bot is gonna have to use the bot for cover, so they have literally limited amount of space they could play between. And then when your cooldown comes back, take the high ground so that now you have an even greater vantage point. Now, I just noticed a little bit ago that they swapped off their Widow for Genji and their Sojourn for a Bastion. So it seems that they're going for a cheese combination here, and that Genji is specifically, he was going to go Widow to match you, but has now gone Genji to counter you. It wasn't just to match you anymore. Now he's going to probably do what I think he's going to do, which is dive in front of your face, hit deflect, and then gun you down when you panic. Or he's going to deflect, dash, get in your face, and then eliminate you that way. Either way, it's kind of stupid. It's really, really stupid. Yep, see what I mean? Yeah, he did that intentionally. I hate Genji, bro. That's all he is. He's a one-trick pony now. Sorry to all the Genji mains, but that's exactly what he is. He is just, honest to God, a one-trick pony. Dive in your face and hit deflect. Oh! Good headshot, though. Good elimination.
We need the robot back.
I don't know why your team's still pushing. You're all fractured. Like, unless you're confident that you're going to be able to take the next wave, you shouldn't. Ah! On this time, click. Beelzebub. I love that. Okay. So, let's just go back a step for a second. So, good for you on this one. I wouldn't have used it here. I would have used it to take the high ground. But you're in a good position. You're far enough away that you should be able to avoid Roadhog's hook. And then you get a very good headshot against the elimination on Mercy. Who's that? Who got the elimination? Kiriko? Yeah, Kiriko. So, Roadhog is still trying to take... Roadhog is trying to take out Kiriko. I don't know what happened. What was this hook situation? Did he hit the tree? I think he hit the tree. Oh, that sucks to be him. Yeah, when it's a Widow... Okay, so it doesn't matter if it's Roadhog, Orisa, Mauga, Sigma. It really doesn't matter. If they have their barrier down, they're free value. Especially when it comes to heroes that absolutely don't have a barrier. Take the free value, even if they offer less ultimate charge than other heroes. Like, Roadhog is literally free value. He does not have a way of oppressing you. He can shoot your direction with his shotgun, but he's not going to get much damage. Just keep shooting him. Which is obviously what you're doing. He's the only one on your map, but, like, free value is free value. It's not just this situation, but all situations you should be looking forward to. Where is your Ashe? Okay, she's over in the side room.
We need the robot back.
I would use your ult now. Okay, so this is one of those moments between team fights. What should you be doing? And I would argue that what you should be doing is taking a more advantageous angle. So, right now, your Kiriko just got eliminated, so you probably need to consider taking the back on pressure. Your Ashe has got the right idea, and I would back up because the team is fractured anyway. And let's be 100% honest, you're not going to be able to push that point further forward than when the enemy team is going to get there. They have the advantage this time. So pushing the point forward is not beneficial. You should be taking your position. So between this team fight, now that Lucio's gone away and there's absolutely nobody in front of you, turn around, look for the high ground here, or look for the high ground up here. Honestly, I wouldn't take up here because, again, you're going to be making a push into an enemy team when your only backup is Ashe. So I would have turned around and gone up to the high ground here, because if you get pressed, you push back, and now your team is just that much closer. But it's not... Your shots are not that atrocious, let's be 100% honest with each other. It's that you need to adjust your reaction timing, and that's not necessarily a software control issue. That is a reactionary time issue. So it's not atrocious. I've honest to God seen worse. This is actually pretty decent because you are landing shots. It's not that you're not landing anything, it's that you're mistiming them. Probably because you haven't played Widowmaker as much as you've played other heroes, and the habits from other heroes are leaking into Widowmaker, who's very mechanically inclined. I would have used your visor like 2 minutes ago. Huh. Okay. So, when you're facing off against the Genji, you're playing a mind game. His entire advantage is to cheese you. Your advantage is you basically render his entire kit useless by being mechanically better. That's all he's doing. So he just used his deflect, its key resource. What does he do after he deflects? He either shoots you down or dashes at you. You have your cooldowns. You should turn around, back to your team. Yes, use the grappling hook, create the space, back up. He does not have a means of defending himself, so either he jumps around like an idiot in hopes that you don't hit him, or he goes for cover. But you're remaining here. And you're shooting him with your machine gun. Your machine gun has uses, that wasn't one of them, I would say. Yeah, like what I was saying. Okay, so that wasn't you. I saw that it was Ashe in the assistant corner, but you got the last bullet. Target prioritization? Good. You recognize the need to get Mercy. Mercy was by herself, hopping around, prime opportunity. Okay, you miss, but now you forced her to make bad decisions. You forced her to try and go back to her team, and your team's all there now to take advantage. Their Genji's gone. You should be fine, unless Roadhog decides to say screw you and go for you and like single you out. Let's see. I think that your Roadhog did exactly what I think he did, and it's hilarious. Now that Rebreather is not on a cooldown, it's resource metered, he interrupted it for like almost nothing.
No one can hide from my sight.
A little too late. I would have held it for a little longer. So, when do you exactly use Widow Visor? I would argue that you use it in the most advantageous ways possible and hold them because, quite frankly, you can build this ult very quickly. As long as you're landing shots, which you are. You're not landing criticals all the time, but you are landing shots. It builds fairly quickly. But you need to look for the moments where revealing the enemy's position is advantageous. When is it advantageous? The beginning of engagements. I would argue that you should start to think about when you start using your ultimate ability, especially since your ultimate ability is the longest cooldown out of every single ability in your kit. You get your Venom Mine and your grappling hook quicker than you get your visor. You get your blinks and your rewind quicker than you get your pulse bomb on Tracer. You get your healing station and your rockets quicker than you get your visor on Soldier. etc., etc., etc. It's a resource management. So you would wait for the engagements, or, debatably, soft engagements, hard engagements, doesn't really matter, but you would hold off on disengagements. Why would you hold off on disengagements? Because either side's going to win. There's no benefit to already either your team or the enemy team, or rather just your team, whether they're winning or losing, to know where everyone is. They just know where they are and they die in 4K. Let's be honest. And then on the instance of mid-fights, also useless. Ish. It's mostly useless in certain instances. There's also certain instances where it would reveal someone trying to be cheeky. So in this case, Bastion over here, like if nobody was looking his direction, now they can see him. And you can see him too. So you would be revealing cheeky flanks in the middle of a team fight, beginning of engagement, because when you use your visor, you eliminate all sneakiness and all advantage of literally trying to flank your position, flank your team, to take an advantageous position. That's the way it works. Good kill. Good kill. Yeah, you're not being atrocious right now. Just shoot him! That's the machine gun part! Okay, now you use it as an escape tool. That's kind of good. No, get out of there. Just get out. Get out. Get out. Get out. Don't re-engage.
The enemy has the robot. Retrieve it.
That's what I was talking about. Ow. How is this working? Okay, I have to ask, who are you shooting at that instance? So what can you do against a Lucio that just beat and you're playing Widow? The short answer is nothing. Bide your time and wait for the barriers to go away, or hard focus one individual. If you're not doing either, then you're wasting your time. Because they're just too hopped up. Good shot. I saw that. Yep, Hog can't oppress you anymore. Get the kill. There you are.
Such guilty pleasures.
I hate to say, the habits on using her okay, good. You're taking good position. Move a little further down. Move a little further down. Move a little further down. What are you doing? What are you doing? I'm actually not complaining. If there's one good thing that you're doing, it's that you're taking away the resource of attention by removing their attention from the point and putting it on you. So the fact that you've done that is also good. But I would also like to quickly note that where you are contributes nothing to your team, and I would have moved positions earlier to be right here, because here you have range of both over there and over here, and even if you weren't here, you could also be where you are currently, and that would give you just as much, if not lesser, advantage in one direction than the other because of the tree. But you would have been in a much better position to help your team. And the point is coming over here, so now I would be focusing on coming over here and sticking in this doorway because you have a pack, and then you could either go out the door here, or you can go out back here.
Get in there, Beelzebub! Oh, come on, we let them take the robot! Can't handle the haste. Stay out of my way.
No, don't do it! Don't do it! Don't do it! Stop! to your full team. Yours is fractured. They're not there yet. What are you doing? What are you doing? Okay, good. Oh, you were hurting my soul for 2 seconds. Yeah, I would use your ult right now. I would use your ult right now. 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 Why are you not listening? I'm totally kidding with you. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing with your life? Back up. Back up. Back up. Oh God, okay. I'll stop now, but yeah, before I even continue with this, right now would be a good time to get the hell out of Dodge. Your team is split. Your only backup is Ashe. And there's a Roadhog, a Lucio, a Moira, a McCree, and a Sojourn. What do they all have in common aside from Moira? Burst damage and crowd control to a certain extent. You're screwed if they decide to press you right now. You are split. Your team will come back after they focus you and take care of you, and now they have point and they control it. Get out of Dodge and reconnect with your team. Just go back this way. Go back this way. Go through here, take as many shortcuts as you need, and reposition yourself up here. Don't take the fight! Good elimination.
Je me sens vivante.
Hey, Moira.
Hold that thought.
Ah, you're gonna get... You're gonna get... the righty McRight click. McCree, the fan the hammer Curry. Yeah, there he is. Eat that one, you jerk. Are you gonna win this? Yeah, this honestly looks... Yeah. Get out of there. No! I honestly wouldn't have gone... I don't... you saw that your Ashe was backing into it. I would have just let her have it and get out of there because there's another one literally over here and I believe underneath. Let me just make sure I'm not shot. Yeah, it's a mega. This is why you also need to know the position of the health packs. You lingered too long, the orb got you. You would have made better progress by just coming here and then walking into this room so that it didn't bounce toward you.
This ends now.
Does it? Does it though? Yeah, your team just got shredded.
The robot.
You want that loud?
No, don't push! Don't push! Don't do it! No! Good dodge of the hook. That's what I was worried about, by the way. I'm sorry, how did you survive literally any of that? I don't know how you just survived literally any of that.
60 seconds.
What am I doing?
Back in action.
2-minute warning.
No one can hide from my sight. Let the kitsune guide you. You can hide. But you 30 seconds.
Ooh, good eliminations.
Ugh, they took the robot from us. Keep the defense up for a little longer.
Good taking of high ground.
10 seconds remaining. Get in there, Beelzebub!
You're dead. Calm. Is it a solo roll? I'll quickly point out, one of the things... Yeah, your problem is no longer your settings. Your problem is just your mechanics and your skill on the hero in question.
Stay with the robot and we will win.
Yeah. So all in all, I'm just gonna say this: the real issue with this is not your settings. It's not anything you need to adjust, although there might be some things you need to fine tune. I made the suggestion prior to adjust your relative aim sensitivity because you don't want to adjust all of your sensitivity. You want to just adjust that because it looks like you're struggling with your aim assist to get the aim in. And that can either be adjusted based on your aim assist strength, your aim assist window size, or your aim assist ease in. But if all of those were the settings that they were, then you want to do yourself a favor and look at the only other setting before you start touching everything again that you could possibly look at when it's relevant to the hero, and that's your relative aim sensitivity. Because that will adjust the aim within the scope, and that's what I was noticing. You weren't having a lot of slingshots, but you were having a lot of moments where it's like you're struggling to keep up with them, and then you need to flick shot. And the flicking, you actually have good settings for flicks. You don't know that, though. And I think that leads into the bigger issue, which is you just need to train your mechanics. Honestly, I would just dedicate more time to mixed play. Another critique, and this is not settings related, this is knowing when and when not to use your abilities, like learn ability usage so that you don't just burn through critical cooldowns. Recognize what is your life-saving ability and what is your assisting ability. For in Widow's case, it's the life-saving ability is your only form of mobility and like positioning, your grappling hook. Don't just burn that to get what you want. Try to burn that to get a better vantage point, to get out of a sticky situation, to position yourself in an ideal situation where nobody can contest you, and if they can contest you, they would have to A, use resources to get you, or B, you can peel back to your team, rendering their dive useless. So, all in all, I saw those shots. You have the skills, you just need the tuning, the finer tuning. And that's pretty much it.